be on my queen shit, crown tilted lean shit, melanated, elevated, unafraid to be shit. I be on. Welcome to the Free Your Mind Podcast, where we believe in the transformative power of conversation. I'm your host, Tiffanie McCall, and I'm so excited about today's guest, Mr. Chaka Balamani. Did I get it right?
Hey, you nailed it.
I've been practicing saying his name all morning because
Yeah.
apparently I was saying it wrong before. But I'm so glad I got it right. Welcome to the Freedom Couch.
I'm happy to be here. Beautiful location.
Yes, we got the vibes going.
Yeah.
We got the Freedom House just clear of all the negative energy.
Yeah.
And we're really here to have a good time. Is that right?
Hey, I'm excited. I'm already set up. The feng shui is on point. So I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Now, in the Freedom House, we have no conversations without libations.
Okay.
So I made us a special little cocktail.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna call it the Queenie because I didn't come up with an official name.
Okay.
But it has a little bourbon whiskey in it, a little
Yeah.
Saint Germain. If you know me, you know I love Saint Germain and everything. A little Saint Germain liqueur, some lemon, and a little ginger ale for the spritzer.
Okay. You know what
Okay.
you're doing.
Yeah, I love making cocktails, so that's like my thing. So I
All right.
always incorporate a little drink. So let's taste it.
All right. Salud.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh yeah, this is good.
It's good,
You
right?
know what you're doing.
It's good.
Yeah, it's got some personality.
Yes, and the orange, like what do they call this?
It,
Garnish.
yeah,
The
yeah, the
orange
garnish.
garnish.
Yeah,
It adds to the scent.
it
It adds to
does.
the taste, but it's not too overpowering inside the drink. So when you smell the orange and drink the drink, it's like a
Yeah, it's the
whole
whole experience. It
experience.
is. You
Yeah,
know what you're doing
that's
over
what
here.
I like. That's what I like.
Okay. I'm gonna have to come back. Y'all need to bring me
Yes,
back.
yes, for the cocktails, right?
Hey, this is on point.
Well, stay tuned. We do have a little segment called Cocktails and Conversations that we, like to do from time to time.
Okay,
So the next one we have, we'll have to make sure you're there
please do.
for the cocktails and the conversation. Okay, so let's not parlay too much. Let's tell the people about yourself. Who are you? What do you do?
Well, I mean, I would say the best way to describe me is I am an awareness artist.
Mm,
Um, Basically, I'm like a youth advocacy, community advocate, filmmaker, writer, creator, director. I write songs. I do a lot, but it's pretty much just bringing awareness to
mm-hmm.
what's going on in the community. So I consider myself an awareness artist, but most people know me as Shaka the actor.
Right, right.
I've been acting in films since 1997.
Wow.
So that's
Resume long.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it's been a journey.
Yeah.
But I'm also, a filmmaker.
Mm-hmm.
I direct films, and so I started full feature films in 2011. That was
Mm-hmm.
back in like the Blockbuster days.
Okay, I remember
Yeah,
Blockbuster.
Walmart, and
Yes,
like I would walk around with a DVD. So it's
that's a
like where
throwback
things
right
are
there.
now.
You had them in the trunk. Was you to do like, hey, let me sell you a DVD?
I definitely had the DVDs in the trunk. You know what I mean? I was hustling and pumping my stuff out.
Uh-huh.
Went through that and then eventually got distribution and
Mm-hmm.
learned a lot about distribution and getting into stores and regional distribution. So yeah, I've been through a lot through the journey of technology and
That's dope. That is so dope. And I hear you mention like a series of the way we watch movies,
yeah,
right? From
yeah.
Blockbuster to what was it called? Redbox.
Yes,
And
Redbox.
then Redbox went to Netflix. And
Absolutely.
then after Netflix, it's just like everybody got a streaming
Yeah,
service. And
yeah.
I'm paying for all of them.
Yeah.
Because one thing I love to do
Yeah.
is watch TV.
Yeah. I mean, it was a blessing for me. You can
Yeah.
imagine,
Mm-hmm.
as a filmmaker
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that, before when I was in independent film, we would have to go to film festivals for
Yeah.
people to see your art. But if you didn't have a actual hard copy of the product,
Right.
nobody could see it. So you
Right.
would have to walk around with your DVD and be like in a room and say, "Hey man, this people in here ain't seen it. Can we put my movie on?"
In the
You
computer,
know what I'm saying? Yeah,
almost
it's
like,
like
yeah.
so you're walking around with a disc, but now,
Oh, what a disc.
YouTube came out, and I just remember the impact of the first time YouTube came,
Mm-hmm.
and it went from, you can invite 100 of your friends out to your premiere,
Right,
and then
right,
it's over
right.
with to, man, my movie is up and 50,000 people saw it in 1 week.
Right, 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 right,
And
right.
so
That's
it
cool.
just changed everything as far as, the reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing how social media has expanded the reach of everything.
Yeah.
Like I remember used to perform and the early, and it would just be for a small crowd of people,
Yeah.
and only those people who came to those venues
Yeah.
knew. But now I'm able to put music and content on social media, and a whole bunch of people can hear it and
Yeah.
see it and have access to it. And it's just amazing the transformation of technology and how it feels like it's separated us because everybody's like in their phones,
Sure.
but it also kind of brought us together.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm way more connected to family on Facebook.
Hmm.
I don't have to go to the family reunion. You
Yeah.
heard that, Mom? I don't have to go. Man, see them on Facebook. No, but in some ways it does divide us, but in some ways it brings us together.
Yeah, and I think it puts you in places where you're going to be around people of your tribe, which I think is
Absolutely.
important. I think that
Absolutely.
that's the benefit. I mean, there's a gift and a curse. With anything where you
Mhm.
have access, it lowers the value.
Uh-huh.
Because we
Uh-huh.
talk about it now, it's like you just mentioned it. Like, why do I go to a class, to a reunion if I can
Mhm.
see everybody's life?
Mhm.
There was a
Mhm.
time you would go to a dance and see somebody you like,
Mhm.
and you just had to go home and you was just stuck with the yearbook picture,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you couldn't wait to get back to school to see them again. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's
Yeah.
no value no more to it because
Right.
everything is instant gratification. I can see a
Absolutely.
thousand pictures of you now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like that's the only down part about
Right.
the internet, I guess.
But we get to have conversations like this and
Yes,
expose
yes,
people who are maybe in a certain area to the
yes,
world. And
yes.
I love that.
That's the gift.
That's really the
That's
gift.
the gift. Yeah.
Okay, so here at the Freedom House, we like to, of course, talk about being free. And the biggest part of creating this podcast is facilitating conversations
Mhm.
around different journeys and different types of people's lifestyle or interest or situations that and things they've overcome and where they are now. Because one thing that's really important to me is to be and to show examples of people living the life that they want to live. Right? That's really, really important. It's empowering people that no matter what your circumstances are, no matter what you've been through, no matter what you're going through at this moment, you can always change things or you can still achieve your dreams and achieve your goals. Right?
Yeah.
So it's really important to me. So I like to have these kind of conversations and let people know that you can be a Shaka, you can be a Tiffany, you could be whoever you want to be. And here's another example. So that's really the whole big spiel about the show. So we are so honored to have you here, and we appreciate you coming, sharing some wisdom with us, and just having a good conversation.
Well, I'm honored to be here. Believe me, I appreciate the opportunity to be
Yeah, so
here.
I love that. Okay, so I like to have a little icebreaker with
Sure.
all of the guests that are on the show. So when we talk about freedom, my biggest thing is like, what makes you feel free? What are some things what does freedom look like to you first? Let's ask you that. What does freedom look like to you?
Freedom looks like the ability to create.
Mm-hmm.
So I think something that I learned very early, probably being hard headed, being on punishment, to being in that room and them saying, everything is shut off,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
still in my mind, I had
Mm-hmm.
the ability to create, to imagine. Ain't mad if I just turned that pillow into, what I'm saying, Brandy Macho Man Savage, Hulk
Right.
Hogan, I'm wrestling,
You
I'm
wrestling.
creating. So
Yes,
no
yes.
matter where you are, if you put you in a box, no matter what,
Mm-hmm.
if you still have the ability to create, you can
Mm-hmm.
escape whatever your circumstances are. So that
Mm.
feels like freedom to me.
I
That's what it
love
looks like
that.
to me.
Creating is your
Yes,
freedom. I love
absolutely.
that. I'm a creative, but I wouldn't say that the creating part because I'm so like I overanalyze and I overthink and everything. I don't always feel free in my art or free in my creative space.
Hmm.
Unless I'm fully prepared, but I don't always feel that.
Hmm.
But I love hearing that because it just encourages me to like keep pushing forward
Yeah.
because when you have those creative ideas, like you just said, you can create without anything. Like
Hmm.
there's nothing holding you back.
Yeah.
Even if you're on punishment, they shut all the TV off.
Mhm.
You can create a TV show in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love that. Thank you for just sharing that. That just shifted my perspective a little bit.
We here all night.
And that's what we like to do here at the Freedom House. We love to shift perspectives. Okay, so when we're talking about what that means to you, what are some things that you do to get you in a freedom space or to make you feel free?
Yeah, I would say that one is I I learned early to identify what it is that I seek, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like just really understanding what your passions are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, one of the most, I would say, uh, I don't know, disrespected words in the dictionary
Mm-hmm.
is pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
You know that like pretty much like all your choices is behind what pleases you. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
identifying really what pleases you, understanding what you seek, and then creating a plan. That's what sets me up for like the ability to have freedom, like, and just being set in that. It just gives me a sense of like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's important for me to make every day, if I can help it, memorable. Like,
Yeah.
I'm never going to forget this day
Yes, I
because
love
we did
that.
something special.
I
So
love that.
that's like kind of like my drive in life.
Yes, I love that. So, is there a thing that you do? Like, is there something that you do? Like, for me, it's twerking
Mm-hmm.
and having a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I'm having a drink and I got my good Megan Thee Stallion music on, like, I
Sure.
feel I'm in the space to then do the work for the
Yeah.
freedom. You know, and that's my thing I do to get
Yeah.
myself in a space where I'm feeling free. My inhibitions are lowered. I can just be, do, create, whatever. Is there something that you do
Yeah.
that helps you get into that zone?
Yeah. I think one of the things again is like for me is like fitness. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
fitness is a thing that, I'll get up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. If I'm up rather than look at my phone for 2 hours,
Ooh.
I just say I'm gonna hit that car and I'm gonna go to the gym.
Oh, you like that? Cause if I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's just to turn over. It's just, I'm going back to sleep.
I think
I'm
that
not
that give me like a
going to the
motivating
gym.
force. Yeah, like the endorphins and just like
Yeah,
all of that, just fighting against life and
yeah,
reversing time. I'm
yeah.
I'm I'm getting ready to hit 50, so
You
it's
lying,
like
so we gonna get a birth certificate and check that fact. Yeah.
yeah, but I think like for me, I think that I use that as like kind of just motivation, and then my
Mhm.
day feels great once I
Yes.
get started. So I think
Yes.
that that's like my freeing thing, to get me going. And then I'm also inspired by like also just seeing art, being
Mhm.
around people, seeing
Mhm.
podcasts like this,
Mhm.
things that
Mhm.
are inspiring. That usually motivates me to,
Mhm.
to create and to be in a good
Mhm.
space to create.
Yes, I
Yeah,
love that. Okay, so working out at the gym and being at the Free Your Mind
there
podcast
you go.
is what you need in life. Y'all heard that? The Free Your Mind podcast on all social
There
media.
you go.
Watch this and then you will get free.
Yeah.
That's what Shaka said. And so I believe him because he said it. All right. So with that being said, one other thing that I like to do a whole lot of things if you
Sure.
haven't noticed. So I'll keep on saying like something I like to do. But one thing that's really important to me is using my platform or any platform I have to uplift others. I
Yeah.
feel like I was put on this earth to empower, uplift, encourage other people. And so one thing that I love to do is highlight Black businesses.
Yeah.
We get a lot of people through social media. We get exposed to a lot of people creating content or doing, things that they love to do. But sometimes their reach is limited. You know what I'm saying? And it's really hard to get that audience, even if it's your target audience, like that trick word that they like to say is reaching your target audience. But sometimes it's hard to get to them. It's hard to get the exposure. So I love to use my platform to kind of highlight some Black businesses that I love or that are a part of, what I'm doing or even that I support.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So one of our today's Black owned business is the whole like brains behind this thing is the Coogi Media Productions. And I love these guys. Like they came into my life and really changed it. They helped me bring my dreams to fruition. And so we're going to take a quick break and we're going to do a little highlight on Coogi Media and then we'll be back to get some more tea from Shaka. I was about to call you Coogi. Yes, we're going to get some more information from Shaka. We're going to learn some things about you and your journey.
Sure.
And we're going to talk about, what it means to be you. And I really am excited about that
All
part.
right.
All right, y'all. So we're going to take some more sips, have a quick break. Y'all check out this Black business, and we'll be right back.
Right.
Y'all, those are my brothers, okay? So make sure if y'all have something coming up, any videography, anytime you want to shoot a movie or a podcast like this one, hit up Coogi Media. I'm telling you, they're going to give you a great product and they like family to me. So if you support me, support them. Anyway, so we were doing some little chit chatting, while we were on a break, and I was reminded that our connection, Shaka,
Yes.
is we have an upcoming film. We're gonna be co-starring in a film called No Expectations.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So that's how we actually met. But I didn't even know at the time that I was in the presence of a superstar. Like sometimes like I'm new to this area here, right? So
Yeah.
I'm constantly meeting people and then we vibing or whatever and it's like, "Oh yeah, I'm the president." Like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Right.
what?"
Right.
You like, "Oh yeah, I have this business and that business or I've been in 100 movies."
Yeah.
Over 100 probably. Credits is,
Yeah.
running it up. And so I think it's something that like a gift that I have is like just being around people who are doing good things,
Yeah.
right? And so as we were talking, I learned that like you've had this extensive background.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, in film, movie, television, everything. So tell us your story. How did you get to be Shaka, the Shaka that everybody knows? Wait, before you say that, I
Yeah.
posted you a picture
Yeah.
on Instagram and I got like all these messages and DMs like, "Oh my God, how you know Shaka? Oh my God, oh my God." Yeah, so I didn't even know
Yeah.
you was like that famous. So
No,
school us.
that's funny.
What was your journey like?
I'll say this. I've probably always been an outgoing person.
Mm-hmm.
I moved probably like every 2 to 3 years growing up, like in the PG County area. So
Wow.
I know a lot of people,
Yeah.
which ended up being a blessing for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I started, I would say, like, just my journey has always just been in music first.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I was the dude that was in the neighborhood always rapping in go-go bands, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
talk about Coogi Media, like, we had go-go band together. We used to be at this house in the basement every single day practicing, you know what I
Wait,
mean?
so
Like,
Coogi be rapping? Is that
no,
what
he
you're
was on the
saying?
drums. He
He
was
was on
like
the
that. He's like that on the drums.
he's on the
Fire,
you
lava,
you learn new things every time
serious,
you're
yeah.
in this Freedom House.
Yeah,
I
nah, we
swear.
would have house parties and all of that. So like,
What?
yeah, like that's what we talk about. Life is like a blessing because that was over 20 years ago. Like we was, you know what I
Wow.
mean, youngins, just cranking. But I started in music. I would
Uh-huh.
say like just getting into expression.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I recorded double CDs and did all of that. Like I was the dude that was like in the studio.
What?
Yeah, on Bob Smoke TV. If anybody remember that back in the day, I was on that joint. I was in concerts at Republic Gardens and jumping off stages, and that was me.
Wow.
And when I was in college, I basically decided that I wanted to get into film. Like I was
Mhm.
like, man, I was always like a big fan of Spike Lee, and his films, and
Mhm.
so I was going through something with like a deferment,
Mhm.
at
Mhm.
the time, and it was this girl that was down there from Philly,
Oh, girls from Philly,
and
we like that.
so I was like, yo, I was like, yo, I got this crush on this girl. I'm gonna write this movie
Mhm.
called
Mhm.
School of Hustling. It's
Mhm.
basically about this girl who, was trying to encourage her boyfriend not to sell, weed
Okay.
to pay off the deferment, but to enter into a film contest, a
Right. Right.
screenwriter contest.
Wow,
And
that's a
so,
shift.
yeah, so it was like, you got a talent. She basically was saying that she recognized a talent in me. I don't have
Mhm.
to go that way. Why don't you go ahead and enter into this thing? And
Girls
so,
from Philly is
yeah,
like that. I'm a
so she
girl
was
from
inspired. Oh,
Philly.
you're a Philly girl.
Yeah, I'm born and
Yeah,
raised
Philly
Philly
girls
girl.
is
Yeah,
fire. Yeah,
we
I'm on the
like
Eastern
that.
Shore, so like a lot of Philly, what I mean, DC and Philly kind of had that vibe.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, that was like my first experience in just saying I want to write something, and I'm a teenager at the time,
Right.
but I did it, and we started shooting it on campus. The police didn't even know they were in it. We were writing them in it. It was kind of
Uh-huh.
like this behind the scenes thing that we shot, and from there I just immediately was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So when
Wow.
I came home,
Mhm.
my very first job was in television. I was
Mhm.
working as a studio technician,
Mhm.
and that kind of introduced me to TV. So I
Wow.
actually started in just the industry in television. I went to school, got all my credentials for like producing,
Mhm. Mhm.
directing, and studio tech, light, cameras, everything, and pretty much started developing TV pilots.
Right. Right.
And from there, it led to me saying I want to do independent film. And
Wow.
so that's pretty much what got me into the writing side of it.
Okay.
And then what I learned is that, I still had a talent in being in front of the camera.
Mhm.
And someone that was at a TV station that I was working at said, "You really need to explore this." And they put me in front of a camera for the first time, and I like never looked back. Started just acting. In the late '90s is when I got my start,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and that was my journey, pretty much.
That's amazing. I'm just sitting here blown away. Like, you went from movies, I mean, sorry, you went from music,
Yeah.
rapping in the basement, to doing TV, to doing movies, like,
Right.
and now you are directing
Yes.
and having your own movies
Yes.
that you shopping around. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about that. Like,
Sure. So I mean, I started the very first movie that I directed is called Six Hearts, One Beat.
mm,
That was in 2011. It's on Tubi now, so
okay.
it's actually a blessing because when you talk about the blockbuster days of
hmm
Walmart, this is like one of those DVDs that was out back in the day that's now on Tubi.
And you said it's on Tubi,
Yes,
right?
it is
You
on
said it's
Tubi.
on Tubi
It
so
is
people
on.
could go and watch it right
They can
now
go watch it right now.
after they finish watching
Yeah,
this.
and that was a long time ago. That was
Yeah.
my early work, but since then, I've produced films. I'm a producer and actor in the film Million to One,
Okay.
which
Okay.
is also on Tubi. It's available, but it was nominated for Best Feature Film at Martha's Vineyard. It went to American Black Film Festival. It was in Essence Film Festival this year. So it's definitely a must see, feel good film. And right now I'm currently getting ready to head to festival for a Christmas bonus. So I just
Okay.
wrote, directed, produced with my community.
Uh-huh.
It was a community funded film,
Mm-hmm.
and we shot here in Prince George's County in 2023, 2024.
Mm-hmm.
It brings awareness to cervical cancer amongst African
Wow.
American women and the
Wow.
50% mortality rate for those that are diagnosed
Mm.
with cervical cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to do a holiday film that would leave people leaving the theater feeling wonderful and feeling inspired. So a Christmas bonus is getting ready to tour festivals across the country.
So can people go to these festivals or are they limited to?
Absolutely. So there'll be several festivals. Prince George's County has
hmm
the PG Film Festival. That's usually down at the National Harbor.
Right.
You have the DC Black Film Festival, the DC Film Fest. There's a lot of different festivals that come in the area, so you can
Okay.
check us out. We'll be across the country. If we get into the American Black Film Festival, we want everybody to come to Miami
Make
with
it.
us.
Oh, I'm
You know,
definitely
that's
going because
great.
I love being in
Yeah,
Miami.
and
I
that's
be in
something. That's a
Miami all the
vibe.
time.
So yeah,
No, I will have to remember the date and I will have to
yeah,
have like a reminder on my phone
we're
because
gonna
when
hook
I
it up.
get to Miami, I be acting up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna line it
Shoot.
up.
But yes, for sure. Be sure to look out for the film festivals that are in your area
Yeah.
and go out and support, especially if you hear that there's any black owned film or any film featuring black directors. We want to support our community because we are, with indie film, from what I know of it, is mostly fundraise that funds that we raise, you know what I'm saying?
That's
Or
true.
putting it in our own pocket
Yeah.
and going in and doing these films. And so we want to make sure that we are, as a community, are supporting our
Yeah.
brothers and sisters that are putting out quality product.
Yeah, and it's easier now with when you have these platforms like Tubi and Amazon Prime and
Mhm.
a lot of these streaming platforms if you're already memberships and like Tubi's free.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, because they have commercials now, independent artists are able to get paid and since
Wow.
COVID, it really evened out the playing field.
Yeah.
So, again, somebody like me can go forward and, be able
Mhm.
to put up a film and
Mhm.
in the first quarter we could clear $50,000 in streams. And
Child,
that's
let me
on
get my
Tubi, by
camera.
the way. So
Let me get my camera. I'm gonna make a movie today, y'all. It's
yeah,
gonna be on Tubi
so
tomorrow. Just
yeah,
give me a second to record it today.
you know.
You say what?
Yeah, so I mean, I know
Ooh.
it's like there's jokes, but there's actual money being made, a lot of
Yes.
money, and I'm happy to be a part of the movement in the area in the DMV. There's a film renaissance, much like you see a lot of the Detroit products that are
Mhm.
out.
Mhm.
DMV is on the way, so
Mhm.
I'm happy to be a part of No Expectations, working
Yes.
with Coogi
Yes.
Media.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm really looking forward to that part, and
Yes.
we're
Me
gonna do a
too.
dynamic job.
And we get to co-star.
Hey, we
It's gonna.
did great at the table read, so I'm really
Yeah,
excited. Like
the
the
energy
chemistry,
was the
yes,
chemistry was
it was
on
there.
point. It was
So
there. Like it's gonna be a great film,
yeah,
and y'all gonna want more, and we gonna give y'all more.
absolutely.
Yes, I'm very very excited. Okay, so before we go to our next break,
Sure.
we like to play this game.
Okay.
And because you are in film and television or whatever, I'm going to kind of curtail it to match you, something
Okay,
that I
cool.
think that you would be interested. Okay, so it's date night.
Okay.
It's date night. You at home with your boo,
Uh-huh.
and you got 3 movies to pick from.
Hmm.
What's your top 3 movies that you pick for date night?
Okay. I'm gonna definitely pick Love Jones. All right, that's just
My kind of
yeah,
guy. You drink whiskey and
yeah,
you love Jones.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
me. We twins.
There it is. Wait.
Yes. Okay.
Um, Another one that I'm gonna pick. You said a movie,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay,
Three
so
movies for date night.
yeah, I mean, I definitely love Boomerang. That's one of my tops. You know, what I mean, just all time top three date
Oh,
night.
yes.
And then there's another one. This is a gem. I'm gonna just give everyone. It's
Okay.
called The Next 3 Days.
The next
So if you have
3
not seen it,
days.
it's probably one of the greatest love stories. It's with Clive Owens,
Okay.
and it's called The Next 3 Days. It's worth it. If you have to pay for it, trust me,
Pay
I will
for it.
give you your $6 back. It's one of the best love stories you ever seen, and you'll know why after you watch it. You'll
Mm-hmm.
be watching it at first and be like, "What is he talking about?"
Yeah.
But we,
You're gonna be hooked.
yeah,
I'm
check it
putting that
out.
on the
The
list for
Next
the
Three
next date
Days.
night.
Yeah.
Okay, the next 3 days. And where can we watch that? Yeah,
Probably
wherever
like on
it's
Amazon
found. Just
Prime. Yeah,
Google,
wherever it's found,
watch the
Google it.
next 3 days.
It's if you got to pay for it, it's worth every dime.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm adding that to my list. I love playing this game because I always get something new. I always
Look,
get a little tidbit put in my arsenal.
yeah,
When I pull out my date night card, when I'm responsible, I'll be like, yeah, I'm about to put this movie on.
yeah,
Knock out.
yeah.
So thank you for helping my
Yeah.
game.
But fellas,
Okay.
if you do watch it, I'm telling you, bro, it's a big reach after that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be willing to lay it all on the line after that. After you watch it, your girl gonna be looking at you like, now would you do that for me? So,
Ooh.
yeah, it's one of
You
them.
might want to save that for okay, so fellas, just a little pro tip. Save that
Save it for the
movie
right one.
for the right one. Okay? Don't just be watching that with everybody. Okay? You save that for the one.
Yeah.
After you take her to meet your mama, then put on that.
For sure.
Yeah. But you make up your mind first before you put that on there. Because don't
Yeah.
be giving her no ideas and you not ready.
Yeah,
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 we
yeah.
don't play that. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break.
All right.
We're gonna go and give a little segment I call Tiff's Tips.
Okay.
Okay, it's a play on my name, and I
Okay.
have a little lisp, so I like to make fun of it.
Okay.
So I always laugh at like how hard I really concentrate to say it.
Okay.
Tiff's Tips. Anyway, we'll be right back with Tiff's Tips, and then when we come back, we're just gonna have you give us like one gem to help us like
Sure.
live our best life or
Yeah.
chase our dreams or do whatever it is that we want to
Yeah.
do. So I'm gonna let you ponder on that while we
All
go
right.
get some tips from
Cool.
Tiff.
All right.
And then we'll be right back, y'all. Stay tuned.
All right, bet.
One of the things that life has taught me is that there's always going to be some kind of obstacle. There's always going to be some hardship, something to shift our focus, to knock us off our center, something we have to overcome, right? And so, one thing that I found that has helped me is to be grateful for the things that I have and the things that I'm going through, regardless of what's happening around me, to be grateful for what I have and where I am in life. And so today's tips tip is to cultivate gratitude, to practice being present in the things that you have, to focus your attention on what is going well, what things are working in your life, where you are being blessed, and not to focus so much on the things that are not going the way you want them to go, to not focus on the hardships or your flaws or any circumstance that is kind of bringing you down. Focus on the good and more good will come to you. Focus on the positive and you will see more positive things show up in your life. This podcast is all about shifting your perspective to change your life. And so I hope that focusing on positivity and really being grateful for the things that you have start to show up a change in your life. Now, I don't know about you, but today's guest is absolutely amazing. And I'm so ready to get back to our conversation. So you sit back, relax, and get ready to be inspired. I hope y'all wrote those tips down because I think those were some gems that really helped me to continue in this journey of living the life that I want to live. Okay, so we promised you some gems from Shaka, but before we get into that,
Yeah.
let's tell the people where we can find you, where we can
Sure.
find your work, where we can be
Absolutely.
connected.
Yeah, so I'm on most platforms. I'm on Instagram, which as Shaka, CHAKA, just like Shaka Khan.
Mm-hmm.
Shaka the actor on Instagram. I'm at Chaka Balamani on Facebook, so you can follow me there. A lot of my career, I mean, pretty much has been documented on Instagram for the last 10 years
Mm-hmm.
straight. So
Mm-hmm.
you can see all of my films are on there.
Mm-hmm.
If you Google me, all my movies will come up, but I'm on Tubi, All Black, Hush, Peacock. Several films. I probably have like 13 films on Tubi. So if you put my name in, it'll come up. Definitely check me out in season 2 of Hush. I'm on episode 6. And I'm also in, like I said, Million to One, Once Upon a Time in the District, Conspirators that just came out. So yeah, just look me up and you can follow me on Instagram.
I heard some really good things about conspirators
Yeah,
too. I
yeah,
didn't want to
excited.
mention, I
Shout
didn't
out
want to
to the
go to
Gibsons.
that because,
Yeah,
I don't know what's going to happen around,
yeah.
but
Shout out to the Gibsons,
yeah,
man,
but
and
yeah,
Conspirators.
I heard a lot of good things about that.
Yeah,
I missed was it the premiere?
premiere that just
Yeah, I
happened
missed
last
the
week.
premiere,
Yeah, the
yeah,
screening. Yeah,
but
they showed the episode early and everything there.
yeah,
So
but I
yeah,
heard some really, really good things and got some of my faves in there too.
yeah, yeah. Really
Um,
talented cast.
a really, really talented cast. Okay, so not too much on that. So be sure to follow Shaka, follow his progress, and also look up the independent film festivals that are in your area,
Yeah,
Black film festivals that are in your area. It's a good time and a perfect time. A little pro tip: you can get to see some really fantastic movies before they're coming out, like
yes,
while they're, in that shop around stage.
yes,
And so
absolutely.
you could just be like a little exclusive, like, oh, I already saw that.
Yeah,
I was at the premiere. Yeah, so it's
yeah,
really, really a cool thing. You get to meet people if you're interested in the film industry. It's a great networking event. You get to
absolutely.
meet other artists, other actors, other actresses, directors, playwrights, movie people, all the
You
things.
need to work for the American Black Film Festival.
Ser-
You got it all
okay.
together. Did
Okay,
y'all hear that,
okay.
ABFF?
Plug me, okay?
Yes,
Tiffanie
yes.
McCall, yeah, yeah, hire me. Okay.
For sure.
But anyway,
Yeah,
yeah, so I had the pleasure of having you here at the Freedom House on the Freedom Couch,
yeah.
and I'm just so thankful that you got to stop by, have a good drink with me,
Wow.
and a good conversation.
Yeah,
So before we let you go, we want to let everybody know. Be sure to follow Free Your Mind Podcast on all social media. It's freeyourmind.pod. And on YouTube is Free Your Mind Pod. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Tell anybody who you know may benefit from this conversation. Or if you just want to send it to your friends and family, run the numbers up. Okay? Yes, be sure to be a part of our family because we love to be connected. If you have someone that you know may want to be a guest on this show, please reach out to our email address that's listed. And we're so happy that you came to spend some time with us. So before we let the people go,
yeah.
give us a gem. Give us a gem.
Well, I
Just
think I,
one, not too much.
yeah, I think I said it earlier, and that is just to do your very best to make every day memorable.
Oh,
That's living right
I
there.
gotta stop doing this gym segment because every guest be getting me together.
Yeah,
I
that's living.
love that.
Yeah,
Do one thing every day to make your day, or just
yep. If you can
something.
do something that will make you never forget that day, that's called living right there.
That's called living.
Yeah,
And I'm trying to live to the fullest.
there you go.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you all watching. Hope that you all were inspired and encouraged with today's episode. Thank you, Shaka, for stopping
Appreciate you
by
for
the
having me.
Freedom House. Yes, we'll see you later. Bye.
Peace, y'all.
I be on my queen shit, crown tilted lean shit.